Go, Pack, go! Musical Magic Monday. How are we doing, guys? I'm back. It's been a couple days. I know my cousin Matt Schiffer was on me today. When the fuck am I going to get some content? But I got it right here. I'm recording this while I got the Raider game going on. I got the Bear-Viking game going on. I'll give you guys my reactions to that tomorrow. But I'm back. It's been a couple days. I've been trying to just figure shit out, what's going on. Kind of a dead weekend in terms of football, what to talk about. But last night, go, Pack, go is my theme today. They balled out last night. They kicked Seattle's ass up in Seattle last night, which felt like a playoff game. The atmosphere, the vibe before the game, Pearl Jam, even flow. Hell yeah, brothers. Some little grunge 90s. Woo! I was getting hype. And then the game happened. And last night, to me, proved that this team right here, Green Bay, is a playoff team. And I'll get to Seattle in a second. But I want to start off, I usually do the losing team, but I want to go to the winning team, man. What a great job by Green Bay last night. And it's funny. For all my life, and I'm a Packer fan, I've been spoiled. And I'll say about this today. We've been spoiled. I mean, we had Brett Favre, we had Aaron Rodgers, now we got Jordan Love. I mean, the only cool team that has this type of quarterback thing is the Niners. I mean, you go from Montana, Young, to Garcia. Pretty good, Pro Bowl. And I think Jordan Love is in that tier. But he could be elite like Rodgers. Shows a little bit of that Favrean kind of gunslinging mentality. But I tell you last night, power football's back in the NFL. And I know the receivers, they're all getting their bitch. Oh my God, I didn't get the ball. Man, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Pipe down, ma. All right, you got the ball, dickhead. Here's the deal. I love how this Green Bay team, they don't care who gets the fucking ball. They're selfless players. I love this. The Packers receivers have always had this, from Freeman to Shamura when back in the day with Favre, to Driver, to Nelson, to Donald Lee, the tight ends, Bubba Franks. They've always reacted so well on the offense side of the ball. And this Green Bay team's only getting better. They're only getting better. That's the crazy part. They're still young. And stylistically, Jordan Love can relate to these kids. I think Aaron Rodgers near the end just was tired of it. He was like the old singer in the band. They were just doing old hits. They need some new juice, new energy, and I feel like Jordan Love brings that. And he's just so fun to watch. Josh Jacobs might be the signing, and this is a typical Green Bay move. They get a guy that was disgruntled. Granted, it was the Raiders. I get it. I got him tatted for a reason. I still love the Raiders. I'm recording this while I got the game on. I just had to come on here and post to you guys because I know you guys love my content, and I had to get on here. But last night, to me, I would not want to face Green Bay in the playoffs. Listen, they're a big threat to Philly. And I know my buddy Matt Heitman, who's a big Eagles fan, was like, I think it's first one and done. We'll see. The Lions got a lot of injuries. We'll get to that game in a little bit. Derek Solomon, I feel for you, brother. But last night, man, to me, just Green Bay, and it's so crazy that Seattle's not even a home field advantage anymore. I mean, what are they, 16 and 17 since 2021? The hell? What's that about? I mean, for years and years, it was like the fearsome foursome. It was like a house of horrors. It's like the Saints, the Superdome, or Arrowhead, or one of these teams. And now they're 16 and 17. That's not right. So they got to get that momentum back in that stadium, because I was hearing Go Pack, Go chants last night. And good for Green Bay, because they travel. They do. One of the best brands in football. But congrats to Green Bay last night. I'm happy for the Packers. They're a playoff team again. Maybe getting rid of Aaron Rodgers was the right move at the time. Get rid of that nonsense. And I'm just impressed. And Matt LaFleur's a good coach. I know before I said he's overrated. I think he's a good coach. I think he can get a Super Bowl to Green Bay. I really do. But we've been spoiled, man. I mean, Green Bay has had so much consistent success. And I just watched last night, and I had a thought go through my head. Can the Raiders become this? Like, the Raiders were like the Packers for all those years, stupid football. I'm watching it tonight. First play of the game, they have a false start. What are we doing? So, again, I just feel like with Green Bay, there's something there. And playoffs, here we come. Again. So, on the flip side, I want to go to Seattle. Ugly loss last night. And they got thoroughly manhandled last night. I couldn't believe it. It started off, I was like, shit, Green Bay, because I've always got bad memories and the horrors of the Seattle game. Seattle NFC Championship game. But I will say this. Green Bay, it felt like a movie last night. Green Bay started off hot, early, 10-play drive, banging, rock 'em, sock 'em, physical, just down your throat. And then Seattle kind of flipped the script, and and then it was 20-3 at halftime. Felt like 30-3. Had Josh Jacobs not fumbled the ball, which is a rarity for him. But last night, to me, was just for Seattle. It's heartening. Now, I'll give you a little bit of benefits here. Okay, Seattle, to me, they got a lot of components I like. And I've said this before, and I thought about this today. They are Tampa a little bit. They got a lot of components of Tampa Bay in terms of that. They have the players. They have the coach. That's elite. Mike McDonald can coach. And that Baltimore defense, God, you wish Baltimore had him back. Holy shit, their defense sucks. It's a turnstile with the same guys. So maybe that defense get better with Zach Orr, the new defensive coordinator. We'll see. But they really miss Mike McDonald, excuse me. And Seattle's got a lot of components I like. Their corners, their secondary's elite. It's elite. And I love your skill players. And I like the run game with Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. If he could ever stay healthy, that guy's a stud. I saw him a couple years ago. He carried Michigan State, got Mel Tucker, the weirdo fuck that he is, with the rape victim and all that bullshit, got him a 10-year contract, $90 million. So Seattle's got a lot of things, but it comes back down to the quarterback. And I feel for Geno last night. He had a Rich Gannon kind of resurrection late in his career, and he's a great story. And I like Geno a lot. But he's a top 20 quarterback in this league, and I don't think you can host a trophy with that guy as your starter. Now, the one thing he has, now this offensive line's awful. I mean, it's a turnstile. They've had a lot of different combinations, not the same five guys in there, and the left tackle's getting beat like a drum last night. The one thing that Geno offers that Sam Howell can't, and I'm a big fan of Sam Howell, he's got my name, so get a little brownie points. But my point is, he can move a little bit. Geno can move. And he can get out of some of that racket, the pocket badness that they have in Seattle in terms of the offensive line. So I do think Seattle, there's more better days to come. I don't think playoffs this year because you got to wait for a lot of things to go down. Hopefully Rams stub their toe. You got a lot of factors. But I will say right now, there's future's bright in Seattle. You got to get a quarterback. It's time to move on from Geno. If you can, you haven't given him a contract, do something. But first, you got to get an offensive line first before you fix this quarterback position is what I would do in that situation with Seattle. But to recap that game, Green Bay's a playoff team. Seattle, close, but season's kind of over depending on what the severity of Geno Smith's ankle injury is. But I'm just not. I don't think you can win with Sam Howell. With that bad offensive line, I don't see it unless their defense can kind of play like Legion of Boom kind of, keep a game close, and not have Sam Howell duel everything. So I want to touch on a couple games yesterday. Bills-Lions, what a fucking game last night. That was a Super Bowl matchup to me, and it put the fucking billing on it. However, the Lions, man, it's just when it rains it pours, man. More guys getting hurt last night. And, it hit me today with the Lions. And listen, I feel for Lions fans today. Mike Kesnick, Derek Solomon, some of my guys. It's hard right now. And I will say this with the Lions. They're still 12-2. That's the good news. And you're getting home field. So you got a lot of time to rest. Get your guys, hopefully, the guys not on IR back. But then it hit me today with Dave Montgomery going out. I don't know if this team can do it. And it's a shame because I've been saying all year long, I'm bought in on this team. And I like Goff a lot. I love Dan Campbell, even though he's a risky motherfucker. I love it sometimes. And it can bite him in the ass. It's how I am. It's how most people are with strength, weaknesses. You get into it. But I will say this. I think the Lions could go, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to win, man, with all those guys hurt. 22 guys I heard today on the radio station. I think in Detroit. It's just hard to win when you got 22 guys on IR. But Buffalo, man, I worry about Buffalo too, man. I know Josh Allen's Superman. And he might be the best talent I've ever seen at quarterback. I always said he's this guy, Brett Favre, with more mobility. I don't know, but he's on that short list to me of physically gifted guys. Favre, Mahomes, Elway. I didn't watch Elway, but he comes to my mind when it comes to physically gifted guys. And I just love watching Josh Allen play. He's got a Favre-like mentality. Let it rip. But I think he's just playing within the system right now. Kind of like when Favre was a wild stallion, got Mike Holmgren. And then finally it kind of clicked and it kind of meshed together and they got a Super Bowl and they got to a couple more after that, obviously. But the other thing that I noticed yesterday was everybody's talking about Ben Johnson. And I get it. I'm hyping him up too. He's going to be the next. He's smart as hell. I get it. But I've also seen this movie. Mike Martz had the same thing when he was with the Rams. He had the greatest show on turf. He was an offensive wizard, all this shit. And then he got the head coaching job, and it wasn't quite the same. Now, they did go to a Super Bowl, and they did go, they played New England, obviously. But I just feel like the same thing with Ben Johnson. And I'm curious as why nobody's talking about, and I'll get to Tampa Bay in a second, Liam Cohen. I mean, that's a guy that I keep my eye on and go, he's winning with, Tampa Bay is winning the division, and you should thank me, yours truly. Said it before the year. They win the division. I trust them more than Atlanta. They did get Kirk Cousins, and he's had some playoff experience. I'll get to that game in a second. But my point is, I get the hype on Ben Johnson, but can we just see, maybe he's just meant to be a coordinator. That's fine. In Chicago, you're not getting Marcus Freeman. I heard that. I saw that. Everybody was hyping that up, too. You're not getting him. He just signed with Notre Dame. Good. Lucky the Irish. Oh, wait. Where the fuck? Oh, right here. I was tripping for a second. I thought I missed it. But I do think that we got to slow down the Ben Johnson thing. I get it. He's got a lot of good players. He's smart. He's clever. All that stuff. I love watching the Lions offense. But it does take a hit yesterday with Dave Montgomery going out because as much as great as Gibbs is, he's a very good player. But those two complement each other so well with the smash and the lightning strike that they can do on the ground. And their offensive line's still good. A lot of good things for the Lions. This is not man overboard. But I think at some point the dam's going to break. And they're going to have so many fucking injuries. We'll see what happens. But they are the number one seed. So that's a good thing for the Lions. And credit to Dan Campbell and that staff. I love their story. They are the new America's team. I do agree with that. Jim Nantz said it yesterday before that game. And I do believe it because at least the Lions have produced lately and the Cowboys have not. Even though they've been hailed as that. They haven't done that shit in 20 fucking years. So last game I wanted to touch on was a shocker to me yesterday was Tampa Bay, and I just mentioned this, in LA against the Chargers. And I was shell-shocked. I was shell-shocked yesterday. Now listen, Tampa Bay can put up points, and they got a really good offense with Baker Mayfield. My doppelganger, Baker Mayfield. Woo! Baker Mayfield balling yesterday. Baker balling. Let's go. And Mike Evans balling. I got a message for him. He's him. Okay, 6'5", 231, basketball bodyguard freak, running. And the crazy thing was those touchdowns yesterday to Evans was it was just all. I was thinking about this driving home tonight. It was like just all like across the middle, and he just went off. And he still got the juice at 31 years old. It's not like Moneyball where he's just old and he just can't do much anymore. He's still got juice in the tank, and he's just an incredible player. I said it a couple weeks ago. He's one of my favorite receivers of all time, and it still remains to be true. So I just like a lot of things that Tampa Bay is doing, and I would not want to face Tampa in the playoffs. They beat Philly. They beat Detroit. They kept the Chiefs in overtime when they had nothing to show for it. They didn't fight. They didn't back down. They got this quarterback who's just a gamey motherfucker. I love Baker. And Todd Bowles doesn't get a lot of love. Everybody this offseason was circle jerking around Raheem Morris. I get it. Sean McVay and his cronies. I got it. But nobody's talking about Tampa. They go under the radar. They're in the South. It's more Florida country than anything else. I get it. But this guy can coach. And I like Todd Bowles a lot. And I believe that they got something going down there in Tampa. And I like that they signed Baker and got him. He fits what they do. He's got the chip on the shoulder, the Buccaneer, the rebel in him. I love it. And I will say this. They got some decisions to make in the offseason for Tampa. Because you got to figure out with Chris Godwin, as he come back? He's been there a long time. He got a Super Bowl out of that. They're a great tandem together. Evans, Godwin, Chris, and Mike. So you got some things to look at. You got to get better on the defense. It did suffocate the Chargers yesterday, although the Chargers, I'll get to them in a second, don't really have the explosiveness of them, period. But I do think Tampa, they're right there. And like I predicted before the year, they won the division. They're going to win it, I think. Recording this as I'm watching the Raider game, I got to get back out there. But let's hope and see. And then the flip side of the Chargers, that was a shell-shocking performance yesterday. I've never seen Jim Harbaugh get beat down like that. So they got to do some digging. Now, again, they're still in that wild card spot in the AFC. They got some things going. But I got to see more. In this offseason, I know he's not going to do it, but he's got to do it. He's got to get some beep speed. I was thinking about this tonight. Driving home from the gym, curls for the girls, I got a good workout in. I was thinking about this tonight, I feel like I'm watching Longest Yard with Adam Sandler, Switkowski, that's one brother. You need some more. This ain't hockey. Like, you need some speed. You know where to go. So we'll see what happens with the Chargers. Still love their team. Love Jesse Minter. Love everything about the Chargers. And I think they're going to be better with Harbaugh. This is the worst Charger team that Herbert's going to be on. They're going to keep adding, keep more development pieces. But I do like what the Chargers are doing. Subscribe, hit the like, share button. Got more content coming out. I know my buddy Matt Schiffler, my cousin, I love you, bro, was getting on me. I got to put more content out. But I do got more content out. Stay tuned. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great night.